What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to I think this is episode 30 of Uptown After Dark. We are here again. As you guys can see, I have a guest with me. This is my brother from my other podcast, Ratchet Thoughts and Isms, one of my co-hosts. He is an amazing guy, amazing human being, a great godfather, a great friend. What other amazing things I can say about you? I don't know, but we have Harlem's own Captain Condom in the building, aka Luke The Harlem Skywalker. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty well, guy. This is a name given to me by him. It's not one that I claim. So I just want to let you know. But thank you. Thank
Um,
you for having me. Appreciate you.
yeah, I mean, so today, the topic of episode 30 of Uptown After Dark, we are going to talk about responsible sex. Um, I have children, which means I've definitely participated. No, I mean they were, they're with my ex-wife, so I guess I was being responsible. Anyway,
Hmm.
but uh listen, when it comes down to, the area of sexual intercourse, there is no other person on the planet that I know that is more responsible than yourself, sir. So I felt like, to have this conversation about responsible sex, there's no other person on the planet that I would want right here in this chair next to me other than you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because your family, it's because you bring a level of expertise and knowledge that is unfathomable to me.
Sometimes it's unfathomable to myself. But yeah, thank you.
Um,
Appreciate you.
yeah, so before we go into your amazing discipline and accolades, in regards of responsible sex, we're going to talk about so what does responsible sex mean to you, brother?
So even that's a loaded question because I think a lot of people think that meeting somebody who you know and get to know them, and you're dating them for a while, and this is your partner, right? We're together, you should get tested, right?
Right?
But
Sure.
that doesn't happen a lot of times, right? We're young, especially when we were younger.
Yeah, I mean, but if you got health insurance on your job and you getting your annuals, you know what I'm saying, you should at least have one test a year. No?
Again, that's something that is debatable for some people. But if you're asking me, responsible sex is knowing the partner that you're engaging in and wrapping up your willy so that you're not going in there doing something that you didn't plan to do and or receiving something from the young lady that you wasn't planning to
So
get.
let's say you meet a young lady, y'all you find out her status, right? So you still wrapping it up?
Yes. Still wrapping it up.
So let me add some more dimensions to this, right? So you meet her, y'all get tested. You are in a monogamous situation with her, monogamous relationship situation. Y'all only having sex with each other. You still wrapping it up?
Yes.
Why? Like that's the whole point of monogamy, so you could just go raw.
Because
Well, from see, that's why I'm irresponsible. You see, because that's
Li-
the, listen. I would tell you, listen. If I had to make like a top five list of reasons to be monogamous, raw sex is definitely on that list, my brother. Nobody, you've heard me say it on RCI, right? There's no one on the planet that's ever said that condom sex was amazing.
I don't disagree. However, since a young adult, I did not want to have kids out of wedlock. And
I've known you since we were what 15.
yeah,
Even then,
even then,
even then,
I knew at a young
you were
age.
participating in a lot of things.
Yeah,
As a,
yeah.
I won't put your business out there, but I
Listen,
seen you do some stuff.
I'm telling you, it was wrapped. I this is where it gets a little crazy for some people. Even when I wrapped it up when I was younger, and even still to this day sometimes, when I'm coming, I'll pull out and come like making sure like in the condom instead of like I got the condom on and in her. And I've had a lot of women get upset at me
Respectfully,
because
respect. You know, usually when people say respectfully, it means they're gonna say something disrespectful. But I'm so I hope this doesn't come out as
go
disrespect.
ahead.
Respectfully, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I didn't want kids.
What's
I
if you
didn't want
got a
kids out of
condom on,
I didn't want
then
just
you could splash
okay.
inside.
How many times have you heard someone say, "Oh, the condom broke," and oops. Oh yeah, it's you. How many? Give an estimate number. Just throw something out there.
I haven't heard that often actually. Listen, if you know how to put a condom on properly,
Uh-huh.
they shouldn't be breaking.
Has a condom ever broke on you?
Yeah,
Okay, so there's a chance that a condom can
there's a
break.
chance.
So I would make sure that boom. Yeah, I know, sounds crazy. And when I think about it back,
You hold up. You know, like you usually travel like in the city on your scooter, right?
yeah,
You got a higher chance of getting hit by a car than your condom breaking.
this is true. I didn't have
Especially when you ride on your damn scooter. I just want you to know that. Just you
Listen.
got a higher chance of getting hit by a car.
didn't
Like
have a scooter when I was younger. As young adults, I got on the Iron House just like the
Iron
rest
Horse,
of
you
you.
mean?
Iron Horse, just like the
Right?
rest of you guys, right? So yeah, nah, for real talk. Like that's what I did. For a minute.
So let me get this right. So you she lets you get some. You put on the Jimmy.
Mhm,
You feel that sensation,
mhm.
and you still pull out. So do you pull out so you could like splash on her face or her titties or something or her
There,
ass
there were some occasions where yeah,
or you just pulling out just to pull out?
there was some
Like is it a purposeful pull out? Like you pull out so you can be like, take that.
purposeful pull out.
Take that.
There were some occasions where there was a purposeful pull out in your words.
Yeah.
However,
Pulling out with a purpose.
a lot of the times it was just making sure that everything was good, no mistakes, nothing. Yeah, it was real.
And so that way you could dispose of it, making sure she don't try to drink it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she don't try to turkey base.
They didn't even think about that. For me, it was if you don't want to have kids out of
Kids are
wedlock,
beautiful, man.
I do, and I want them, but I didn't want to have them out of wedlock, right? For me, the dream was to raise a family with the woman that I marry, and we raise this family
Do
together.
you have children currently?
I don't have them.
I know the answer to that question. I'm just asking for our viewers. You know,
Yeah,
I know the answer to these
No, I
questions.
don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
How old are you, sir?
I am 42.
So 42, single bachelor ladies. See this? Check this out.
Yes.
No children. You know what I'm saying?
Bachelor's degree.
You know what I'm saying?
760 credit score.
Woo-hoo! Talk about it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I'm proud of it.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and only gonna let you get that baby better if you worthy.
I don't know how to respond to that. Listen, it's not to say that I haven't had unprotected sex at an older age.
Can we tell that story? Because I remember when you told me the story. Can we tell that story? Can we please story time? Ladies and gentlemen, here at Uptown After Dark, we are about to engage in story time. Go ahead, Luke.
All right, so I was in my early 30s, and there was this.
I think you were 32.
There was this young lady who I always had a crush on, and we were getting hot and bothered, and I didn't have a condom at the time, and
I don't think I know this part of the story. I thought you took it off.
No.
Oh shit. Okay. Go ahead. Tell you. I'm sorry.
I didn't have the condom. We're getting hot and bothered, and I'm like, "Yo, I don't have a condom. Like, we can't, like." And she was like, "You don't have a condom?" Mind you, no test. She wasn't my lady. I had a crush on her, and I was just like, so for me, that was all bets are off. I'm like, this is not going down. Like, I'm not right. And she was like, you don't have a condom? Swoop,
But she just sat on it.
and just sat on it. And I understood several things at that point.
Tell me what you understood, brother.
Why raw sex is so fucking dangerous. It's dangerous. I don't know any man that had it. I mean, obviously you have some pullout game or whatever the case might be, but that thing is tough to not want to.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Woo.
I mean, second thing I realized that God is the most wonderful creator in the world to create something that feels that fucking good. Like it was, it blew my mind.
You know, it's almost like since you haven't been continuing having raw sex, it's almost like you're going against God
Listen, it's a tough because my
because God created
values.
that for you. He wanted you to enjoy that.
Oh, that's a real,
He
real.
wanted you to enjoy that.
That's an interesting spin.
He wanted you to enjoy
That's an
that. I'm just
interesting
saying. I just
spin.
want to let you know, as a we both being men of God, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying. I want you to understand that He created that wet for you. You know what I'm
That's an
saying.
interesting spin, and
You know.
I have no retort to that. What I'll say is, once she did that, I understood why all of my brothers
Have children.
had children.
He don't have
At
kids. He don't have kids.
hold on, listen. He 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 there. All right. He
What?
he he could have been there, but
Okay.
he.
Okay.
All right. So, um, yeah, like I got it. Like this is why people have kids out of wedlock because this thing is
So
dangerous.
did you splash inside?
I did not splat. I kid you not. I was freaking out, yo. Like I was going through the motions. Like this is not right. Like no. Like oh damn. Like oh.
You were supposed to let Jesus take the. God created this for you,
You
brother.
need to
Brother.
be careful. Okay. It was beautiful. There was again.
You know, sometimes God bestows blessings on us,
That was a
and she was
blessing.
trying to bless you,
She blessed me.
but you didn't feel the full blessing. So let me ask you a question, right?
Mhm,
I know we're still in the middle of the story time,
mhm.
but I've been waiting all. Listen, from the time decided to do this episode, I've been waiting a long time just to ask you this question. So, have you ever felt the sensation of ejaculating inside of a warm, moist, wet, supple vagina?
Yes. After the first experience, there was a lot of
I mean, without a condom.
yes.
Oh, okay. Because I yeah, gotta throw that part in.
Later on, like it might have been my later 30s. The young oh the young lady happened to be pregnant, and I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about nothing.
So you came inside some. You had some pregnant coochie.
I had some, and that, my friend, is to this day. I don't know if you can agree. Pregnant pussy is the best pussy to have.
I had some pregnant coochie. Yeah,
Do you agree?
it's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Whoo! You got chills just thinking about it. Yes. So I was able
Mm.
to let off, and I let off like 5 rounds that night. Like I was a beast.
Because you knew she can't get pregnant because she already pregnant. I'm saying, and then you end up having one of those rare Maury situations where it's like two daddies and she got twin babies and it's two different daddies. And then but
Yeah.
so you cheated basically. Use a cheat code to experience the pleasures
I
of.
I feel like it was a loophole,
Nah, that's a cheat code, my brother. Because you knew. I mean, so let me say. So you're telling me that in your travels, right?
Mhm.
You've never been in a situation where you were having sex with a woman who she has been tested. You know that she's taken some sort of birth control or contraceptive, and you just like, I well, she tested, she good, she's on birth control. I'm just gonna go ahead and just shoot up the. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, never
From
reload.
so yes, but that happened after. Like I said, that joint was sinful. That first time blew my mind, but I still didn't get into it. But to answer your question directly, later on, I think I might have been like 35, 36. I met a young lady who was on IUD, and we were rocking, and we were, just dealing with each other. And it took me a minute to shoot up the club. Honestly, it was
You
tough.
still nervous?
I was yes, I would shoot outside the club. I was like, oh, where we at? Oh,
Nah, we need victims. Kill them kids. Let them kids go.
nah,
Yeah.
I let off, but I didn't let off inside. And then once she was like, no, it's fine. Like, go ahead. And then once I did that, I was like,
So
this is tough.
have you ever had a young lady hit you with the I'm allergic to latex? Because little known fact, listen, it always seems like men are the ones who want to take the condom off. And I'm not saying that's not true, but there's definitely a high percentage of women that will come out there and be like, "Well, I'm allergic to latex, so we don't need to be," because they just want to feel that that lamb meat as well. You know what
In
I'm
my
saying?
experience, interesting that you say that. I don't know if it's because I was so responsible
But they want you even more.
that they wanted me to take the condom off and go to town
Pound town.
and shoot up. Like there've been a couple that was like, "Yo, I'm good." Like shoot it up, and I'm like, "Nah, I can't do that." Like, let me put it in the other hole and I'll shoot that up. You know what I mean? Like let's. And so it was tough. It was tough for me for a minute.
Which other hole are you referring to?
The butthole. Um. So yeah, it was tough. It
Not
was
the
tough.
ear, so
Mm-mm.
she could hear where you coming from.
Ah, good one. Ba-doop-doom. Uh, yeah, nah, it was tough for me, man. Like, it's that is so addictive.
You
If
don't say.
raw sex is so addictive, so I never wanted to get into a routine, even with the woman that I was like, she was on IUD. Like, I never repeatedly was like shooting up. I was like, yeah, not today. Like, let's like somewhere else.
Yo, if I could bottle up the amount of willpower that you possess and sell that shit, I would be a fucking billionaire. Cause you are right. Like it is very difficult, especially usually when people are in serious relationships or relationships that they even see the potential of seriousness, right? Once you take off that condom, it don't never come back. Unless the I feel like the only exception to that rule might be if there's some infidelity. If there's like if she found out the dude cheated, she might be like, "All right, nah, we got to go back to using condoms because I don't know what you was doing when you was over there." But outside of that, once the condom comes off, all bets are off.
I've had I've I've gone back to the condom.
And
Eh,
imagine during the pandemic when you can't even go to the store and get condoms. That's
listen,
why we got so many goddamn pandemic babies.
listen. I had women get mad at me and we stopped because I was like, nah, I'm going back to the condom.
Were you getting a lot of a JJ during the because you're a single bachelor? You was getting a lot of a JJ during the pandemic? Okay. I digress. We're gonna move on. We gonna move on. What else do we so, you sure you don't want to answer that? No? All right. So do you think there is like a mental health component to responsible sex? Because I definitely feel like if you are dealing with a woman who has the potential to go a little cuckoo on you, having sex with her raw is definitely going to put her on the express train to because her emotions are going to be more involved because you're having unprotected sex. So like
Bro, real talk, a lot of women out here are dick deficient. So
so
when
were you
they
providing services
so
services during the pandemic?
so when you lay it down with the condom, it's already like, oh, so you take it off. I've had a couple of stalkers.
How would you define dick deficient, sir?
Ah, you know, I think it's a spectrum for a lot of ladies. It could be that they haven't had sex in a inordinate amount of time for them that they're used to, and or they just haven't had someone that really laid it down.
So they just get mediocre penis.
They get mediocre dick.
Okay.
They don't know what an experience. They don't know what a Skywalker touch is. They don't know what the experience is like
Wow.
to have really good
The
sex.
Skywalker touch. So you were doing a lot of Skywalker touches during the pandemic. So are you Skywalker touching currently?
No,
Because I
actually,
mean, because we've definitely, provided, you know, emails for the Skywalker Touch at gmail.com on our other show. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to, I make sure that, I put that, on the bottom of the screen somewhere, when this episode gets released. The Skywalker Touch at gmail.com.
so
Harlem's Captain Condom at gmail.com. Something to that effect. Because I mean, listen, if ladies are out here deficient, you know what I'm saying? I think that you could provide some services for them.
I'm currently dating with intent to find my Mrs.
Your
Right,
intent could be to experience the gushy.
my Mrs. Right, because I'm not getting younger. As I said, I'm 42, and
Yeah,
I
I would like to
wanna
be an uncle.
uh, exactly. So I'm dating with intent. So I am not, as you so eloquently said, giving the Skywalker touch to
Well, you could give the Skywalker touch, but don't give them the baby batter.
that kind of defeats the purpose of dating with intent because I want to give them the baby batter
Oh, okay.
because I want to have kids with the woman that I'm going to be with for the duration of my life on this earth at the moment.
We got to get you on like Love is Blind or one of these like Ready to Love. We got to get you on one of these black dates. Ready to Love is the all black one. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty good. I like that show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ready to Love. You know what I'm saying? It's
I haven't watched it yet, so
it's a
I got to
pretty good
check it out.
show.
It's a good show.
Yeah. But like,
Okay.
if they ever do a season in New York, listen, I would nominate you for sure. You know what I'm saying? There's another show. Have you seen the show Brother Husbands?
No.
So the show Brother Husbands is about a woman who she lives a polyandry lifestyle, and polyandry is specifically where a woman has multiple husbands.
Hmm.
Um, Now there's a gentleman on the show that you kind of favor. Like I was watching it and I thought like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is my brother married to this woman? You know what I'm saying? It was weird, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know. Uh so yeah, so she has two husbands
Hmm.
and one like lives downstairs in his own bedroom and then the other one shares a bedroom with her and now they're looking for like a bigger place so that way she can kick the one that's in her bedroom out and move a third dude in because she just I
So,
ain't never had no coochie that good that a woman just gonna do all that to
well,
me.
well, you bring up an interesting topic because most of the time men will be fine with having the flip side of that, right? Like, oh, I got two wives or three wives,
Right.
but you don't hear very often what you just said, a woman with two men or three men for that matter.
It's two black women on the show though. I was just like, wow, sisters is out there doing it for themselves.
Listen,
Sisters is doing
I'm
for themselves.
if that was a path that I was on, then I could definitely see myself in that because I'm very confident in myself.
So you would be a second husband?
I would be a second husband because I'm very confident in myself. However, my goal,
You sure that's not you on this goddamn show? I'm gonna go back
I'm
and look.
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna-
it's, I'm
I'm
sure
gonna
it's
go,
not. I'm sure
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
go watch it
I'm
tonight.
sure it's not me. It's a level of confidence. You know what I mean? Like love is, if you really love someone, well, that's another episode for another day. I won't get into that. So I can see it happening. If that was my path, I could do that, but that's not my path right now.
Is that your path?
My path is to raise a family with the woman that I'm going to be with for the remainder of my life. Now, things could change later on because people change, people evolve.
Well, you 42. I hope you hurry up and impregnate some woman soon because the last thing I need is for you to be going to your child's high school graduation with a walker.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either.
You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, you sitting there with the walker pulling up to the graduation. I'm sitting there like, oh,
Yeah, yeah. No, I wouldn't want that either, man. I wouldn't
yeah.
want that. I don't want to be 70, and my kid is 20. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
like to have this
See?
stuff happen
And the
pretty soon.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that you need to get yourself a woman that is half your age plus 7. Well, at least that's what they said on Malcolm X.
Mm.
So just keep that in mind. Half your age plus 7.
Listen, if the woman doesn't know Uncle Luke, I can't talk to her. She's too young. If she don't know Uncle Luke, no music, Uncle
Oh,
Luke, she's too
oh.
young for me.
So you want one of them uh freak nig ladies.
All I'm saying is
That's gonna be a little older.
my
You know what I'm
my
saying
my
her seeds might be dried up. She might have a
not
hysterectomy or
necessarily,
something,
not
and
necessarily,
you can't get in there the way you need to get in there.
not necessarily. Okay, Uncle Luke is famous. Okay, now I don't know if your kids know Uncle Luke.
Hell no. Well, my son, probably not. Taylor, it's a possibility. It's a
All right,
possibility.
but if she
But only
knew,
because
but I
she's
wouldn't
learned things.
from you,
Yeah.
right? So no, yeah, there's an age range for me around for my generation. So
So what's the youngest you dating?
that
For
I
because I
would
mean,
date.
yeah, that you would date.
Okay,
The youngest that you would date.
I'm looking at 30 and up.
30 and up.
30 to 45.
30 to 45. 45, you know what I'm saying? Listen, them eggs might be dried
It
up.
might be, but we're in a world now where things are, whether it be she probably froze her eggs, possibly surrogate, it's a lot of things that can happen.
Okay. African American,
Preferably.
preferably. You don't want a snow bunny?
I like my women chocolate.
Hear that, ladies? He likes some chocolate, so no snow bunnies.
And I'm working on being better at the light skin chocolateness as well, because usually the darker, the better.
The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Yum, yum, yum.
I'm saying, okay. So not Caucasian, but you'll take a Bayesian. She beige.
Light skin
Okay.
to dark skin.
Light skin and dark skin. All right.
African American descent, if possible.
What about Dominican?
Some people would disagree.
Afro
but
Latina.
Afro Latina is good.
Okay. 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 That's good to know. So what advice would you give people that, are thinking about they've been in a relationship, they thinking about stepping into that realm of condomless sex? Uh, you know, Yeah, I mean, so if you got into a relationship like next week, right? Especially since you said you move slow on the the Jimmyless sex anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like how long you gonna rock out with her before you take that thing off, bro?
That's a tough question to answer because I'm not rushing. However, there is a time limit. So I would like things to proceed at a pace that is bountiful for both of us. So if she is somebody that I can see myself being married to, and I'm gonna tell her that, and this is the realm that we're going. This is where we both see we're
How
on
long
the
is it
same
gonna take you to
path.
figure out whether she's marriage preserved? Like that's
Listen, I
could
dated a
take
girl. I dated a girl, and on the first date, I well, at least the representative that she gave me, I knew enough about her that
just
let
that woman you said you was talking about online.
no.
All right, because I don't know about you sometimes, brother.
Listen, it's hard to say. I can't just say, oh, 3 months, 2 months, 5 months. The energy, the flow of the conversations, how much I get to know her, where it's going. You know what I mean? It can be. I can't say.
Okay,
Can't say. But the Jimmy is going on for sure.
Jimmy's going on.
The Jimmy's going on. I'm not shooting him nothing. She could be on
You could
IUD.
just, I think, baby steps, right? So first, you got to work on your pullout game. Pullout game is important. You know what I'm saying?
How,
Have you ever heard of the rhythm method?
I am very familiar with the rhythm method.
How familiar are you?
Well, I have female friends,
Okay.
right? And I have plenty of brothers who have failed the rhythm method or failed the pullout game. So I know that there's a verse effects to both. So
See, so the rhythm method is so it's it can be accurate if a woman really, really knows her
knows her
body,
cycle, correct?
but I'm gonna tell you something that you may not know, may not know, right? So women are sneaky as shit. So I'm gonna tell you what women do, right? Ladies, y'all gonna hate me for this, but it is what it is, right? So let's say you got a girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
right? Her method of contraception is birth control pills,
Hmm.
and she knows that, let's say y'all got a trip planned next week, right? She will take her pills in a certain order to throw off her period, so that way she can make sure she is available to have sex with you during the time that you guys are on vacation. And that is a real thing. And women, when y'all see this, yeah, I know y'all mad gonna be mad because I'm exposing y'all shit, but women do that shit. I'm telling you,
See,
brother.
and this is
You
exactly
didn't know
why.
that, did you?
This is why I wrapped them up. Like, there's just too many variables. Like, I
I just
could
scared you down.
I, listen, bro. I can control what happens. Right? Can be accountable for myself and only
So is
myself.
this centered around the fact that you're just a very controlling person?
It's not about controlling. It's about my value that I want to obtain, which is kids not out of wedlock. If you don't want them out of wedlock, you don't have condomless sex.
Or you could
It's
just tell her to swallow.
That's also an option. Or I can go the backdoor route. However, either way, it feels amazing raw. So I don't
Sure,
want to
sure
tempt
does.
myself by indulging in a
Yeah.
repeated action that will undoubtedly cause me to succumb to something that I do not want to do.
But yeah, women do that. They will
That's
take
crazy.
their birth control pills in a certain
That's crazy.
order to offset their period, so that way she can make herself available to have sex. Because no woman wants to be on a vacation and not have sex.
Do you know how many stories from our brothers and people that I know that have got caught up because they didn't pull out in time or the rhythm method that time? Then, like, it's just too many times where I've like, nah, bro, I'm good. Like, let me control my part in this sexual duo because it takes two, right? So that I don't put the onus on you to have back that call. Hey, I'm pregnant.
Well,
Damn.
listen. She don't want to be in Hawaii because you like to go on night trips. You go to Hawaii. You go. I mean,
You're right.
ladies, if you date this man, listen. Guys gonna go on nice vacation. This guy is a traveler. He get listen. I know
I am a
women.
traveler.
He's a traveler. He's this stamps on his passport. He likes to travel. So, ladies, if you date this man, it's gonna come with, you know what I'm saying, potential good trips, right? Like you do Hawaii, you do Bahamas. You do Thai. He does great trips, right? So none of these women want to be on these trips with you and not be able to get their back blown out, bro.
Why can't I get they back blown out with a condom?
But what if they're in their period? That's what I'm saying. That's why they offset their period, so that way they can make sure that they are not bleeding during the time that you're on vacation, bro.
That's too deep for me, bro.
I'm just telling you what it is.
Like,
Hold on. If you think I'm not, if you think I'm bullshitting you, you have plenty of female sisters that we both mutually know that can answer these questions for you if you think I'm bullshitting you. But listen, one thing I'm never going to do is lie to you, bro.
uh, again, everything you're saying is just further validating
Why you should continue
why.
continue to do what you do.
It's like you're only validating the reasons why. Again, I I don't have you had that type of conversation where you had to be like, oh, someone's pregnant and that's not someone that you wanted to actually be married with? And, like, I don't ever want to do that because now I'm challenging a faith on her, what her beliefs are, and mine. Like, shit, I don't want to be with this woman for real, and she's pregnant with my kid. Holy shit, I can't even begin to fathom the emotional distress that would put on myself, let alone her. Why do that to myself?
Okay. So before we wrap this up, because we want to wrap this up and we want to get into this Ask Uptown segment, because I
Okay.
definitely want to hear your advice on today's topic for Ask Uptown. Uh, any final thoughts on responsible sex?
I think I just said it the last time, right? That last statement should put a pin in it.
Right.
If you don't want to have that conversation with somebody about you're pregnant and you actually don't want to be with them, or you're not sure that you want to be with them, you might want to do the responsible thing and either wrap it up in or birth control. I'm not against raw sex. I think it's amazing. I actually really, really wish I could do it more. However, there is a caveat.
I gotta find a way to bottle your willpower, put it in a fucking pill,
There's
sell it at 30-day increments. I'm gonna be a fucking billionaire, bro.
It's a
I'm telling you.
caveat. It's a caveat. Yo, listen, that's it. Like, you know, even if she's on a pill, an IUD, you just gotta use your discernment and hopefully, you don't she's hopefully she's somebody that you do want to be with and wouldn't mind raising a child with before you go
Okay.
in.
So we're gonna get into this Axe Uptown thing.
Okay.
This one is actually a follow up from episode 21, where I talked about the 21 questions that you should ask before having sex. And definitely that is directly connected to this safe sex episode, right? Because there's definitely, I feel like, a list of questions, and if you guys want to go check that out, you know what I'm saying, there'll be a link attached, you know what I'm saying, the 21 questions that you should ask before engaging in the sex work, 21 questions, little play on
Yeah.
50
21
Cent and all that good,
episode,
you know what I'm saying.
21st episode, 21
Um,
questions. Nice.
anyways, so it says this is a follow up to that episode. So it says, Dear Uptown, I reached out to you a few months ago to tell you about me and a male best friend hooking up, and things got awkwardly shortly after. Uh, After finally talking about things, we decided to take things to the next level, and they started dating. In the beginning, things were good. Because they were so familiar with each other. Fast forward to now, they recently broke up. He has been hiding things from her and his dealings with other women, and she feels like the trust has been broken. It hurts not only because she lost a boyfriend, but she also lost her best friend. She wants to know whether she should continue going on with her life or just accept the L, or try to salvage the friendship. What type of advice would you give to this woman? Or I could start it off. You want me to kick it off?
You can kick it off.
Um, well, I think that when you have a solid friendship with someone, even if there is a physical attraction there, that is dangerous territory to cross that line and decide that you want to engage in a physical relationship with them, right? So I think where they fucked up is that there should have been a conversation that was had, and I don't know, maybe there was, but we don't have like
Hmm.
but so many details in this email. But there should have been a conversation that should have been had where they both should have mutually agreed that the preservation of their friendship is the most important thing in this scenario. And if they couldn't agree that the preservation of their friendship is the most important thing, then they shouldn't have moved forward, because it is a roll of the dice. And now it's a situation where you could potentially lose everything. You don't got no friend, you don't got no boyfriend. I don't know how long they were friends before they engaged in activity, but all of those years of friendship is flushed down the drain because maybe there wasn't a conversation. Because maybe when they had the conversation about making sure that they put the friendship first, they might have gotten to a point where they decided, you know what, maybe we don't need to do this. Maybe this is not worth it. Because to jeopardize your friendship just because you're trying to bust some nuts, like nah, it ain't. It's not that deep.
I want to say to the young lady that I think it depends on the level of maturity that they both have.
Right.
Um, will determine whether or not they should even go forward in the first place. But since they did, um, whatever conversations that they had will determine if they should keep the friendship, because it's really tough once you get intimate with somebody. Now there's an emotional component that's added, um, to this friend that's your friend and now is your lover, and now that trust and everything has been broken. S- Trust period is hard to gain back, right? So for her, it's really taking a look inside herself to say, can I really let that go and move forward? Because a lot of times people say, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm fine," and really don't let things go. That's why a lot of times people bring up old shit because they didn't let it
Yeah,
go. Like you
exactly.
didn't
Like
really
it'll be a
forgive.
conversation about oranges, and then they be like, "Well, you remember?" Like what? What this got to do with?
So it's so the level of maturity and really looking inside herself to say, if I really can let this go and move forward and be okay. Because if not, like, be honest with yourself. Like, don't fake the funk, because all you're gonna do is hurt yourself and hurt him as well, and it's not gonna end well.
I mean, I also think that they gotta some conversation needs to be had because if they were friends for a long time and they have mutual friends, it is going to be tough moving forward because if there are, celebrations of life or celebrations of, oh, somebody got a promotion, let's go out and drink, you know what I'm saying? Like anything that could possibly put them in the same room because they got mutual friends is now going to be awkward because now you got the mutual friend got to decide. They got to pick and choose and decide who they want to invite, who they don't want to invite. Um, when they should just have a mature conversation and iron that shit out because they don't need to make their awkward phase that they're right now become awkward for their mutual friends. So there definitely should be some sort of conversation had to figure out how the hell they gonna deal with each other.
Again, their relationship got nothing to do with y'all, or the friends or whatever like that. But I do understand
I
what
mean,
you mean.
it does when as if you're the mutual friend, you gotta decide, you gotta pick and choose who you want to invite to what.
Listen, choose, pick, like, invite, let them figure out. Nah, I'm not going.
Okay, I mean, you're right.
Like, that's their decision, not yours. They're both your friends. Invite.
Think they were having responsible sex. They hit it raw. That's why she's
I
emotional
don't know. It's tough.
stuff. You wouldn't hit it raw though. You'd have pulled out.
What's the next? What's the next?
That's it. That's
Is
all we
it? I
got.
thought there was a follow up. So that.
That was the follow up. I didn't read the original story.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the follow up. But yeah.
Oh man, I can't.
So for the ladies, well, you know what? This is perfect segue, right? Because clearly, because she's going through a breakup, she's probably dick deficient. So if she contacts the Skywalker experience at the Skywalker, excuse me, the Skywalker touch at gmail.com, you could help her out with some of her deficiency. And who knows, she could be the one that, is ready to for you to breed.
Again, I'm dating with intention.
Well, clearly her intention is to have a relationship. She just chose the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? That's why,
True.
but she's single now.
True.
So maybe if I could contact who this is, you know what I'm saying, then maybe,
I'm for it. I'm not against meeting new people, because obviously to get the goal, I gotta meet young ladies, right? So let's go. Hit me up.
To get to the goal, you got to get to the hole. What? I didn't hear what you said. What happened, bro?
Nothing, man. Like you're doing an amazing job. That was awesome.
Oh,
That was
I
awesome.
try. Listen, it's difficult to be this sarcastic with a straight face, man.
This is true.
It's taking years of talent.
You do very well.
Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got here tonight for Uptown After Dark.
It's time already?
Yeah, it's time. I want to thank my brother, my friend, what I'm saying, all around amazing human being, Luke, the Harlem Skywalker from Ratchet Thoughts and Isms, for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Season 4 of Ratchet Thoughts and Isms coming soon.
Season 4 is coming soon.
We got some stuff that we're gonna work out, and we're gonna get back to it. But as I always like to end this thing, either you can live or be living. It is your choice. Good night, everyone. Peace.